Okay, we're live. This is a toy that I just got my babies today. Spider Girl. Today is June 12th, 2022. What are we talking about today? Today we are talking about high anger plus wrong accountability equals high self-sabotage levels. So here we go. I'm gonna say this again. Higher anger plus wrong accountability. We're getting accountability, it's just wrong. Equals high self-sabotage levels. It's Sunday, June 12th, 2022. What's my show intentions? The show intentions or the lecture intentions is to decrease or eradicate preventable self-sabotage statistics. Here we go. In Western culture, not only is self-sabotage influenced, but the sabotage of others is strongly influenced too. Now, there are systems in place to empower individuals with little to no accountability to destroy another person and even families. Watch this. Only when they are angry with the person. Say that part again, Jason. There are systems in place to empower individuals with little to no accountability to destroy another person and even families. Only when they are angry with the person. That's the sweet part about this con. It's that it can only be fully seen working is when the person is angry or rageful or full of rage. Also, everyone thinks it won't be them when they fall in love, but that's not always the case. We all talk and behave differently when we are happy and calm. Yet we talk differently when we are agitated, but when we are full of anger and rage, we think and behave much differently. Even when we are in so-called love, we are not currently making angry and rage-full decisions. Now, this tends to come later with the inevitable human failures arise. So again, this tends to come later when inevitable human failures arise. You can even see it on social media. When an individual is rageful and angry, you can see how they bury themselves in their work, shopping, self-improvement, self-sabotage, dating more, weight gain, weight loss, or dating less, or even isolating more. Now, in Western culture, we have the free will to deal with pain as we see fit. And this is also the time where sexual activities can increase. And those failing energies, because right now you're in a so-called failure state. A lot of people feel like failures. Again, during whatever, anything that's going to make you full of rage, you're not in a good state, right? So those are not really good energies you want to mix with. A lot of people are mixing energies with rageful or full of rage people. So those energies are being spread to new hosts by the rageful person pouring out their dirty spiritual laundry or energy laundry on you during sex. Watch this, or even mere interactions. I just want you to listen to me. They throwing you a no look John Stockton pass. I'm gonna put it in your chest like a Stockton pass. And I just want you to hear what's going on. Out of the many possible mathematical equations to see this current issue, It goes like this. Higher anger plus wrong accountability equals high self-sabotage levels. Here are the definitions to this lecture. Anger, a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Feel someone with anger. Provoke anger in. Accountability, the factor or condition of being accountable, responsibility. Their lack of accountability has corroded public respect. That was the sentence they used. The synonyms were responsibility, liability. I love this one. Answerability. Say that again, Jason. Answerability. Reporting. Love those synonyms. Now, wrong definition. Not correct or true, incorrect. Sabotage definition. Deliberately destroy, damage, or obstruct something. Now, these thoughts and behavior patterns hold you back and prevent you from doing what you want to do. Literally hindering your own success. You're hindering your own success. Self-definition. A person's essential being that distinguishes them from others, especially considered as the object of introspection or reflective action. Levels definition. A position on a real or imaginary, a position on a real or imaginary scale of an amount, quantity, extent, or quality. A high level of employment. That was the sentence they used that I liked. The synonyms: quantity, amount, extent, measure, degree. Quantity, amount, extent, measure, degree. So again, today's lecture is higher anger plus wrong accountability equals high self-sabotage levels. Let's dig into this. Now, many self-sabotagers are looking for themselves. So let's help them. The first war strategy is to know yourself. And everything and everyone else will progressively make sense. Good night, New York. Everybody's saying that now, and that's cool. Thank God that this sentence is still trending. But let's dig deeper. So again, first war strategy. Put your mask on. To know yourself and to know yourself, and everything and everyone else will progressively make sense. Like I said, thank God that this sentence is trending. Now, if you know the enemy, remember we talked about the law of duality: up, down, boy, girl, dry, wet, skinny, fat, good, evil, God, devil, nothing, something, positive, negative. Every problem has a solution. If you know the enemy and know yourself, in 100 battles, no danger. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, 1 victory for 1 loss. You know neither the enemy and neither yourself. In every battle, certain defeat. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Y'all want me to repeat that? Put it in the chat if y'all want me to repeat that. What time is it over there? I can tell them now, right? Okay, for the people that's going to be seeing this, I'm doing a presentation in London and in New York. And we've been doing that since January. And they're too uppity to talk to me tonight. They're in the chat, so hold on real quick. So repeat it. Okay, here we go. Remember, I talked about up, down, boy, girl, dry, wet, skinny, fat, good, evil, God, devil, nothing, something, right? Now, If you know the enemy and know yourself, in 100 battles, no danger. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, 1 victory for 1 loss. You neither know the enemy nor yourself. In every battle, certain defeat, you're done. Sun Tzu, Art of War, not my opinion. Just one of the dopest war books that ever was. Now, let's go deeper with that. We must study universal self-sabotage, because how does our self-sabotage look around and in interactions with all cultures? And once we have a grasp on it, we must then fortify ourselves against it. Like your house should do for you against elements of nature such as rain or snow. What you fear is an indication of what you seek. So what you fear is an indication of what you seek. The more scared we are of a work or a calling, the more sure we can be that we probably have to do it. You probably got to do it. If someone somewhere broke, I can tell you right now, there's someone broke right now. Everybody's crying broke, but watch this. The people that I'm saying that are crying broke believes in a creator God that said your gift will make room for you. So if somebody is seeing this right now or going to see this that is super broke somewhere, broke as hell, because they are running from their calling, and major money is connected to their calling, which is the gift that makes room for you, but they don't feel like doing that or doing that yet. So they want to fail at everything that exists outside of their calling before living out their calling. It's somebody somewhere broke as hell because they are running from their calling, and major money is connected to your calling, but they don't feel like doing that or doing that yet. They want to fail at everything that exists outside of their calling. Watch this. Before living out their calling. Moving on. Consciousness. Our here and now consciousness. I'll say it again. Consciousness. Our here and now consciousness succumbs too easily, all too easily, to the unconscious influences. And these are often truer and wiser than our conscious thinking, because the unconscious is God's mind, and the conscious is the host using pieces of God's mind. You know, we're the host, and I hope you don't think this is our mind. I have done many workshops that clearly shows how this is not our minds, and we have temporary access to God's mind. Like your computer has temporary access to Wi-Fi if you keep paying. If you keep paying for it, remember, you can connect that. The Wi-Fi that you have that works in your computer, if you keep paying for it, you can experience its updates. You can experience higher levels of it if you keep paying for it. I'm rich. Sometimes paying ain't got nothing to do with money, baby. Look, I'm talking like I'm from the South, baby. Also, it frequently happens that unconscious motives, this is what I want to do. Unconscious motives overrule, like the judge, our conscious decisions. Especially in matters of vital importance. I'm going to say this again. Also, it frequently happens that unconscious motives overrule our conscious decisions, especially in matters of vital importance. That's Carl Jung in the archetypes and the collective unconscious. Now, I'm going on 25 years of studying the different aspects of mind from different cultures. So I'm studying the black mind. I'm studying the white mind. And I'll be like, dang, what color is mine? Y'all really smart people. What color is mine? So, protecting our wrong ego voices. So you know how you have the angel and devil on your shoulders? You can use that, or we can go deeper. We can just say protecting your wrong ego voices. Because some parts of ego is good. So the wrong ego voices, because people are just like little lawyers just trying to find a little piece. Imagine trying to save your life in a scary movie with a lawyer. Come on, y'all, let's go out the back door. And the lawyer just fighting everything, just making it hard to make a decision in a scary movie. So shout out to the whatever. Protecting your wrong ego voices that caused or causes your failures is a major source of self-sabotage. Would you agree? So protecting the wrong ego voices. So the ego voices that are telling you to do stuff that is not working, that is caused or causing your failures, is a major source of self-sabotage. Eradicating or decreasing wrong ego voices, not all ego voices, Jesus, wrong ego voices equates to self-care. Because self-sabotaging is connected to the wrong ego voices, and self-care is connected to the right ego voices. I get it. When I started, right? I'll go with me, man. I'm gonna go with me. Here we go. This is some deep stuff. When I started self-sabotaging myself by misinterpreting my surroundings. If my so-called loved ones wasn't happy, then I had no right to be so. I can't be happy because y'all not happy. If my so-called loved ones wasn't wealthy, I had no right to earn good money from my hard work. I am no longer this way. However, I will never give up on the right accountability partners, because the type of accountability, accountability, partners that grow your accounts more than they decrease your accounts. Everyone loves the ideal of an accountability partner, because dealing with an accountability by yourself can feel like being in that scary movie for some people. My goodness, for some people. He said all people. For some people. Man, he was talking about all people can't be accountable. For some people. The reason why the world feels like hell, or the reason why the world feels like hell to some people, is because many people are so off balance. Having an accountability partner makes more sense than getting another boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife partner. Imagine marrying your accountability partner. Wow. That's the only person you can really be totally real with. That sounds blissful. You married your accountability partner? Let me try it. Come on, let me try it. Y'all close your eyes. Close your eyes. Act like I'm dating y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all my partner. Okay. Let me get my acting together. Here we go. Ask me, did I eat all the peanut butter? And you're angry because you wanted some peanut butter. Yes, I ate all the peanut butter. It was me. No, I'm acting how we do in America. What's wrong? I just don't feel good. I don't feel good. What happened? I showed accountability. Is that some type of virus? No, it's accountability coughs. Accountability. It even sounds like accountability. I'm going to try it again. Jason, did you eat all the peanut butter? Yes, it was me. I ate all the peanut butter. Let's vice versa. Man, I really wanted some peanut butter. Who ate this peanut butter? And y'all said, it was us. We ate all the peanut butter. Now, y'all might be thinking I'm trying to be funny, but if I said Humpty Dumpty story like 3 times, you would think about that stupid story right now. So I made y'all think about that. Accountability. Don't act like accountability is not water and we living in a desert. Trust me, when accountability happens, you'll see it like water in the desert. Like, oh, y'all see that water? Y'all see that accountability? Matthew 18:20. Look at my haters. Why are you talking about Matthew 18:20? And we trying to hear about accountability partners? That actually sound cool. Hold on, haters. Matthew 18:20 says, for where 2 or 3. What was the gender? It was no gender, it just said were 2 or 3. Are gathered together, there I am in the midst of them. Even though there's so many interpretations, like gather together in my name, it's all type of, but again, let's just go with context right now because there's so many topics that could be had from this. Let's just stay on this one. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together, there I am in the midst of them. So 2 or 3 are gathered together, then the midst of them. So a mist is a reality according to this verse. A mist is a reality. So there are so many off-balance, independent people with an unmisty God in their lives. Who will be the winner? This toxic independence or independence error in time, or Matthew 18:20? So again, I could be wrong. Jason, you on the wrong side of history, buddy. This independent movement is going, okay, let's just weigh it out. Which one's been around longer? The independence movement or Matthew 18:20? What if parents are the accountability partners for their children that they create, or for the children that they create? What if parents are the accountability partners for the children they create? People who have self-discipline. People who have self-discipline, their children tend to listen to them better due to the parents already coming from an energy of listening to self. Yeah, I hear a lot of people, man, if I'd have known what I known back then, or if I would have listened to so and so, they're telling you, I didn't listen, or I need to start working out, or I need to start doing this, but I didn't do it. So they're showing you I have a history of not even listening to myself. Man, I'm about to have a baby. So again, then the baby comes. Why won't my baby listen to me? You don't listen to yourself. and you had a baby and you're having babies and you're dumbfounded why your babies don't listen to you. Did you listen to your parents? Nah, I didn't listen to my parents. Hold on. You didn't listen to yourself and you didn't listen to your parents. Did you listen to like the laws of the land? Nah, I spent a lot of time in. Okay. You don't listen to yourself, you don't listen to your parents, you don't listen to the laws. Man, I'm gonna have sex and have a baby, and I'm gonna be dumbfounded when my baby don't listen to me. People who have self-discipline, their children tend to listen to them better only due to the parents already coming from an energy of listening to self. And if their parents had discipline, it is really a good vibrational change for the newly created child. But if the child is the generational curse breaker in the family, so again, everybody in the family going to hell, but you're the generational curse breaker. What do you mean? The first to do? Sometimes it ain't the first to do this, the first to do this. That ain't always the generational curse breaker. First of all, being cognizant of what a generational curse breaker is probably step one of probably being a generational curse breaker. So if the child is the generational curse breaker, then it's fully up to them to change or to be the change that they want to see for the legacy of their family. Oh, so you mean accountability does not exist in my family? No, I'm sorry, it doesn't. Accountability is dead in your family. Man, so I should talk crazy about them. No, you should be the change. But it feels so good to talk crazy about them. Be the change that you want to see. So you be the first family member that just really fights accountability every day. And then your children will be like, man, I remember my mom was fighting accountability. I remember my dad and my mom something. She said she ate the peanut butter. And my dad didn't argue back. Well, he really didn't have nothing to argue back with. Or my mom asked my dad in a real disrespectful way something, and he looked at her and then responded directly to the question, and she stopped coming at him like that. But he was still mad. And I caught him downstairs one time. I went downstairs to get something to drink, and they were like talking about like, don't come at me like that. Okay, you don't come at me like that. Okay, cool. Those are your boundaries. Those are your boundaries. Because in court, it seems like everybody understands rules. But when you're courting, you don't create rules. And when you're discussing things, you just can't follow the rules. It's like you're looking for rules to follow. Shout out to the outcomes connected to the rules you're following. So that was funny. That was funny. That it was funny. Like, man, that makes sense, man. If you don't listen to your grandparents, you don't listen to your parents, you don't listen to yourself, you don't listen to the laws of the land. Not saying they're right, because again, I don't believe. Not saying they're right, but you're just showing that you don't have the ability to listen to really nothing. But you listen to your sexual urges. And it's funny, hard-headed people be having kids. But again, if you're the generational curse breaker, your life is going to be triple hell, because you are literally like, oh my God, I'm not going to do most of the stuff that I want to do for a long time. Growing up in a dysfunctional family can contribute to your acts of self-sabotage. Without a secure attachment style, you might have an ambivalent or avoidant attachment style. Okay? Our earliest engagement with caregivers affects how we connect with others. If your parents are someone in a parental role, or even an ex that you really loved, told you growing up that you will never amount to much, maybe you just might handicap yourself so you do fall short. 8 signs of self-sabotage that I liked to identify. Number 1, unrealistic with self. Constantly putting yourself down, replaying mistakes in your head, instead of role-playing the solutions like sports teams do in practice before games against their opponents. Remember, he got you like this, and da-da-da-da, because you didn't come, and you didn't speak, and you didn't ask for help. And so you practice that for hours and hours and hours and days and days and days. When you play that team again, you get a chance to get your revenge. But imagine your child, because we can't think for ourselves. I don't know. We'll say, I don't know. So let's put our children, or let's put somebody we love. If you don't have children, somebody you're dating, I know that's you're in love with, or somebody you're married to. So let's put them in the shoes, so now you can fix their problems. Okay. So, would you want them, if they were playing, let's just say basketball. So if they were playing basketball and the coach in practice over and over was telling your child or your loved one how they messed up, and they will replay the mess up, and they will lift weights and talk about the mess up, and they will have the mess up all in pictures, and they was even painting pictures of the mess up. And it's game time, and your child messes up again. Would you go like this? Man, I don't know what the problem is. I have no idea what's going on. Man, I have no idea. Yes, if we were in the shoes, because we don't see what's happening to us until a long time from now. Not everybody. But the reason why I put our children in there is because sports teams, that's kind of cracking the code of what you're going through. Whatever's kicking your butt. Constantly putting yourself down and replaying the mistakes. So flip it, reverse it. Start setting up practices to beat it. Shout out to Michael Jackson songs. Number 2, up, down, boy, girl, dry, wet, skinny, fat, good, evil, God, devil, problem, solution. See where I'm going with this? Number 2, they are quick to see the negative side of duality. Positives right here. I just gave you the easy dualities. Up, down, boy, girl, dry, wet, skinny, fat, good, evil, God, devil, nothing, something, problem, solution. I just gave you quick duality. Can't argue with those. No, wet, skinny don't exist, but fat does. Number 2 is they are quick to see the negative sides of duality. Fearing success and seeing the positive side of things can be very scary. They say it's always a catch to something. So when I think positive, things change for a little bit, but then I get let down. One question that I'll just stop that. Here we go. It's hard. I want to be pissed. No, stop. Say this one word first. I want to be angry. Calm down. Brush your teeth. I'm just like, brush your teeth. And ask why first. So I should ask why so I can get enough information to be mad? Yes. Yes. What if you don't need all that energy? Well, the way I feel. I know the way you feel right now. The way you feel. Do you know or feel? Feel? But you don't know. Shout out to Uncle Phil. The show's not going to be the same without him. Number 3, you wait until the last minute to do things. I don't need no caption with that. That just study people who self-sabotage, and then again, they wait up to the last minute to do things. You're not self-sabotaging something you're over-prepared for. This is the last minute. That's self-sabotaging. Self-sabotaging can't really exist in over-preparation. Because you're over-prepared. You kind of put a lot of work into it. You don't build a sandcastle and tear it down right away. You're probably going to get a picture or something. 4, you're disorganized. 5, you feel like a phony. I thought about this one for a while. Number 5, you feel like a phony. Now, fake love does feel like weird energy your first time. I'm getting all this fake love. But if you mess up your life enough times and you still get supreme chances, then you know that that fake love is nothing to play with, like the Wu-Tang Clan. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. So you feel like a phony. So again, most people who self-sabotage, it don't feel right. I feel like a phony. No. You're just feeling all that fake love, you empath. Look at you with your empathic self. Feeling like a phony. No, you're feeling phony love. Probably. If you feel like a phony. And again, common sense, if you're feeling like a phony, you're probably lying. But that's a different conversation. We're not talking about people who are lying. And I feel like a phony. This is the people who are telling the truth but feels like a phony. Number 6, you overdo it. How can you overdo? Can you overdo your food? Well, you overcook it. Can you overdo your hair? Can you overdress? Because you can underdress. Can you overdress? Can your library books be overdue? I'm just playing. You overdo things. Number 7. This is a good one. You're burnt out. Do you know anybody who's busy? B word. You know anybody who's burnt out? B word. Do these same people make their own schedules? Yes. Some people can't, some people do. But again, they're burnt out and they're busy. Burnout, busy bees. Shout out to number 8 and last one. You pushed away your best helpers and supporters. Now I was gonna put that number 1, but I wanted to wait. Number 8 of the 8 signs of self-sabotage that I liked. You pushed away. I didn't push away all my helpers. You pushed away your best helpers and supporters. Imagine you being the Chicago Bulls. And you never gave Michael Jordan a chance. You never gave Scottie Pippen a chance. And you only gave Cliff Levingston a chance. The only thing I know about Cliff Levingston with the Bulls is, remember he was on the bench and Jordan was killing and they put it on him and he was like, he is hot. Woo! Shout out to Cliff Levingston. Last time I talked to him, it wasn't good. But I was mad at him. It was all my fault. I tried out for this team and I was out of shape and I was like, I'm about to go in there and kill. Let's move forward. And my bad, Cliff Levingston. I don't believe I didn't believe anything I just said. How do we get out of self-sabotage? Create a supreme routine of your best self. What time would your best self wake up? What time would your best self go to sleep? What time will your best self eat? What would your best self eat? What would your best self shop at? What would your best self work at? What are the books that your best self will be reading right now? In the future, right now. What would your best self be reading? Right now. So basically, let me get this right. We're going to create a schedule of who I will be. So no, we're not going to create no schedule. Who is your best self? Who do you really want to be right now? Because during the time, right, you can be whatever you want to be. So either you're going to do this or you're already there. You know who you are and you want to grow it. Whoever, this works for either side. Here we go. Whoever that is, I've been here for 80 years, whatever. Or I really always wanted to do this. Okay. You're not at the top. You'll never make it to the top. Your ideal of what the top is will change and evolve, or whatever you want to call that word. So right now, who is your supreme you? Who is the supreme you? Who's the supreme you? Okay, let's make a visual. Boom. Now, what time is the supreme you waking up? What time is the supreme you going to bed? You see what I'm saying? Make this person just like, man, you put it like this. Other people will look up to that person, but you'll make this person so dope that you even look up to the person, and the person doesn't even exist yet. Now, create a supreme routine for this person, your best self. Now, you may fail trying to become this supreme person daily. Man, I only did that schedule 2 days this week. But your pursuit of it will drastically update your mind, body, and vibrational levels. If you are lucky enough to update your supreme routine one time, congrats. It means that you reached your supreme person for a day. So let's do it for a week. Then let's do it for a month. Then let's do it for a year. Then let's do a 5 year, because you got a 5-year plan. So let's do it for 5 years with that. And then you got a 10-year plan with your business, right? So 10 years. Then let's just do it for life, because it's probably a way of life if you really hit them numbers. Make your best person your life's mission. So becoming my best person, that so-called fake person, I'm like, oh my God, wake up at that time. But how do you get depressed? Because you're going to bed as a failure? No, you went to bed not being the best you. Versus, I went to bed going to war with that person I'm following on Instagram. Does that person even know you exist? No, I'm beefing with people that don't even know I'm alive. So depressed. If you ever consistently achieve it, it was created to stretch you. Pause. Shout out to Dave Dash. And if you ever reach success, means you need to make it more challenging on the next level of infinity. So I can't get arrogant because all I did was just go to a higher level of infinity and the numbers never stop. So any arrogant person stopped in infinity. Oh, how can you be arrogant? How? No. I saw that. Oh my God. How can you be arrogant without stopping? Imagine a rocket ship being arrogant. The only way the rocket ship can fully be arrogant when it what? Climbing, going really fast up, or reach this peak. You don't really get arrogant when okay, here we go. Look at it like an elevator. Every floor you hit, you get to get, and again, for the sake of this argument, you get to feel higher arrogance. Like George Washington, you know that picture of him on a boat, like, they were in the middle of nowhere. Now again, it could be whatever town, but again, there was no cameras, no cell phones. he was not in that boat while everybody was rolling. Like, he could have been like that, his head on that boat, but there was no nutritional value in standing like that on that boat. Nobody was around to see that. Unless they got in a fight with some like sharks and killer whales and they won, and that was like right after the battle, and he stood in the boat like that. Here we go. So again, if you reach infinity, anybody that reaches ego or arrogance, they stopped in the rise. So they're a rocket ship that was like, stop, look how high I am. No, rocket ship, keep going. The key, another key. How many keys you got on your chain? Your keychain. Another key is to also keep company with people that uplift you. Jason, that ain't deep. Everybody say that, I know. But I gotta start somewhere. And I'm gonna say it again. The key, another key, is to also keep company with people that uplift you. Look. They're uplifting us. You know, like a kid, you know how you pick a kid up and they, you are uplifting me. Uplift me. Uplift me. Right? Because that's what we're taught. Be around people that add to you, and babies and Babylon. You spell Babylon like baby. You spell Babylon and baby at the same time. Baby, uplift me. Baby, uplift me. Hold on, I almost dropped Spider-Man and Spider-Girl. I'm too smooth to be embarrassed by that. I put those toys there. Uplift me, right? We're taught. But you must also do the same for the right people that so-called drain you. Because the draining is nothing more than you uplifting people. And if you worked at a place where you lifted, you can feel drained and tired. Because you're uplifting everybody. And if you're drained, it's because you're uplifting, but you're not being uplifted. If you're being uplifted and you're uplifting, it's not really tiring. Because you're going with it. And I probably look funny right now. Yeah, I don't care. You're getting it, but that does look funny. That does look funny. Now, so another key to all this is to keep company with people that uplift you. But you must also do the same for the right people that are so-called draining you. Because if you're being uplifted, then they had to so-called come down, speak down, or think down just to help you up when you're around them, right? Because you're around them and you're uplifted. Same thing that a baby can say. Man, every time I hang with them adults, they be uplifting me. But last time I checked, you can watch children and feel drained. Go work at a daycare if you think I'm playing. Them people be going home like, but the children feel uplifted. I didn't have to wipe myself today. Thanks, adults. More oatmeal, please. More oatmeal. You're wiping. Anyway. I feel uplifted. So again, imagine an adult who takes care of kids who don't get uplifted. Or take care of children and they don't get uplifted. So they're off balance uplifted. All right. So everyone has a breaking point. So again, back to the teacher. I'm not uplifted. I'm off balance uplifted. I'm uplifting, but I'm not uplifted. So everyone has a breaking point. To stop sabotaging. That's the moment where the pain of where you are becomes greater than the fear of the unknown. Because the fear of the unknown will make you be like, I'll stay here. But the pain can sometimes be so hot to where you're like, all right, unknown, come on, let's go. But I'm like, the fear of the unknown is killed by knowing it to death. Let's go to the library and whoop the fear of the unknown's ass. But I still don't, I am unknown right now. Day 1. I am unknown right now. Day 2. I am unknown. Day 3. Oh, I get it. Okay, cool. 4 might be your number. What do you mean it took 4 days for you to get it? Just pay attention to 4. I could be blowing some high air, or 4 could be your number. This is good. You self-sabotage as a result of your self-image. Your self-image is like the thermostat of your results. So you can see the results, how hot, how cold. So again, you self-sabotage as a result of your self-image. Your self-image is like the thermostat of your results. So make it hot, son. Make it hot, son. And God said, love your enemy. You know how many people don't love their enemies? I actually feel this. I was like, dang, I didn't think about it like that. I'm starting to love my enemies. Jason, you sound like you bug dancing. You sound like you tiptoeing through the tulips. What you mean you love your enemy? This quote made me love my enemy a little bit. Explain, Jason. I'm with you because you actually like setting up stuff like that. So I know you being funny. I am. And God said, love your enemy. And I obeyed him. And I loved myself. Khalil Gibran. I think that's how it was. Maybe I'm. And God said, love your enemy. And I obeyed him and loved myself. I was like, that was deep. Okay. So, the human body is mostly made of water. Water is the giver of life. Water is mentioned so many times in the Bible as far as just running things. The primordial waters of noon. The universe acts like water. Particles and waves, those are water terms. The deep web, the dark web, those are all ocean terms. Ocean, last time I checked, are water. Water is something. The human body is mostly made of water. When you're born, your mother's water breaks. You're born in the water. And if you think you're not breathing in water, air is just another form of water. Okay, teach us, water. Okay, water. Water's teaching us right now. Shut up and let's listen to water. So water says, watch the flow of water when it crosses over an area of land. And you will see that it puts out fingers. And I was like, oh, it do be flowing like little it's putting out fingers. Okay, water, keep teaching me. And some of the water stops, or some of the water fingers stop because they come to blind alleys. Blind alleys is just, I'm not gonna mess it up. So the water doesn't pursue the course anymore. It simply rises and then finds a way it can go. But it never uses any effort. Water never tries. Do you understand it? Water only uses weight and gravity. It just flows. It takes the least resistance and eventually finds a course. Now we will do the same. That was Alan Watts. Carl Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining light. Let there be light. Light, 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 light bulbs, light, light. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Carl Jung. Jason, I don't know about that. Are you smart enough to translate that into Christian terms? Because I can't hear anything unless it's Christian terms. Yeah, I can do it. But let me hear Carl Jung again. Carl Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Okay, Jason, I'm still lost. Okay, I forgot you need a biblical term. Okay, when God said, let there be light, what in the world was he hanging out in? Before he said, let there be light. 3 seconds before God said, let there be light, what was God hanging out in? And whatever God was hanging out in 3 seconds before he said, let there be light, according to the Bible, light came out of that. Self-sabotaging. Don't chase happiness. Become anti-fragile. Because if you can be made happy, then you can be made sad. Become anti-fragile. When your real self and your ideal self clash, it's because of your many ideals of self. Hold on. When your real self, this is the real you, and your ideal self, this is, I was Batman, I was a hot girl, I'm this, whatever trend that you want to be, this is you. So again, it's your real self and your ideal self. When they clash, check this out. It's because your many ideals of self are chasing this so-called happiness too. So your real self and your ideal selves are all chasing happiness. In your head, they're all chasing happiness. All the created yous, everybody in your head is chasing happiness. And if you can be made happy, then you can be made sad. Become anti-fragile. So not only is the real you looking for happiness and love, because I didn't even add in love, so not only is the real you looking for happiness and love, but so is all of your fake ideals of self. Say, Jason, you talking about even the imaginary people I've created and the imaginary persona. Hold on. Let's go deeper. Let me cut you off. Beyonce is looking for happiness, and she likes experiencing happiness. But so does Sasha Fierce. Jason, hold on. That's not deep. That is still her real self because Sasha Fierce worked for her. I know. But you know how many people named Tanya or Laquita or Robin or Stephanie? Because you see, I went from all extremes. They got a Sasha Fierce too? Oh, you saying that's their ideal self? Yes. Beyonce has a Sasha Fierce that works for her. Y'all have a Sasha Fierce that is ruining your life. Instead of using the real Sasha Fierce to create your Sasha Fierce that works for you and the people that's going to be around you. Because again, your Sasha Fierce can work for you, but ain't nobody at your concerts. But you Sasha Fierce, but ain't nobody at your concerts. Because I keep a tight circle of people around me, man. If your energy's dope, you can't keep a tight circle. People want to be around you. They want to go to your concert. Accountability feels like a prison to many, if not all, self-sabotagers. Oh, because I was ready to fight you and say, because I know my cousin and accountability, I'm not talking about exceptions. Accountability feels like prison to many, if not all, self-sabotagers. Here we go. Until you make the unconscious conscious by gaining right meaning to so-called dark times, and not only being light learners, that sounds demonic. are happy only learners. Oh, I get it, the light bulb, or I'm happy and I want to learn now. By gaining right meaning to so-called dark times, and not only being light learners or happy only learners, it will forever dominate your life and you will call it destiny. This was my destiny. No, that was your unconscious jacking your life up. Well, destiny is unfolding. No, your unconscious darkness creating dark times, and you're not learning through the dark times. You're only learning when you win the lottery, or I'm only learning when I'm happy. It will forever dominate your life and you will call it destiny. It's not destiny. So accountability is a love language. So start speaking it with yourself first and others second. Like the airplane mask. And the accountability partners you attract at your current vibrational level should keep you committed. I do want to be committed to a lot of stuff, and an accountability partner would keep me committed. Oh yeah, okay. And my accountability partner has their mask on. Because there's so many accountability partners that are dying. They can't breathe. But you're their client. And they're putting your mask on. And you have hands to help them out or to be good at something. And you're just letting them die, but put your mask on. And as soon as they die, you're just going to put the mask on. Ain't nobody dying for y'all. No more. So, would you rather have an accountability partner or a romantic partner? Put it in the chat, please. Would you rather have an accountability partner or a romantic partner? Even your alarm clock is your accountability partner for rising up at times of the day. Even your alarm clock is your accountability partner for raising up at certain times of the day or for going higher. So a good accountability partner helps you navigate highs and low, high and low transitions of life. I'm developing a recovery plan. Jason, what is a recovery plan? The definition alone says it all. The definition of recovery, just recovery. A return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. The action or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. Carl Jung also said, when you are up against a wall, so imagine a wall behind me and my back is just against the wall and I'm just like, Carl Jung said, when you are up against the wall, put down roots like a tree until clarity comes. Clarity grows you. Now, he didn't say grow you. I put that in there. But he said until clarity comes from deeper sources to see over the wall and grow. I like that, Jason. So just act like I'm putting my back against the wall. Act like I'm a tree. Well, you don't have to act like you're a tree because you would die without trees. Trees breathe out what you breathe in and you breathe out what they breathe in. You kind of are like a tree. But hypothetically, let's say you a tree and if I was a tree. So like a tree, put down roots and grow taller than the wall. So putting down roots is allowing and accepting the realest answers. So putting down roots is allowing and accepting the realest answers. That's hard to do. Did you know that a break in communication equates to isolationism? I don't know, my haters want to say something. Jason, why did you just say isolation? Isolationism? Thanks to human interactions through technology, many humans now lack in-person social skills and emotional intelligence, along with their traumatic past with nobody to help them heal. I'll say that again. Thanks to human interactions through technology, many humans now lack the in-person social skills and emotional intelligence. Are you done yet? Nope. Along with their traumatic past with nobody to help them heal. This will lead to more isolation and much more self-implosions. You are never going to outrun your problems, so life will make you face it if you run too long. Repressed trauma creates conscious and subconscious self-sabotage, implosions. Do you want to be in love forever with two people? Jason, you talking about polygamy? Do you want to be in love forever with at least two people? How they look. You like the way they look. You love the way they look. Would you want to be in love forever with two people? Jason, I'm going to take this ride with you. Yes. Put your mask on first. Come on, put your mask on. Now, according to Oscar Wilde, hopefully I'm saying his name right. If not, I tried and I'm too smooth to be embarrassed by that. I'm just playing. And that was just for you. Yeah, that was for you. Oscar Wilde said, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. You have to love two people, then you and the ones loving you. So if you have to love two people, you're going to have to love you and the ones loving you. I know my haters want to talk. Why did you just put an S on the word ones? Your shadow self is usually considered your childhood you. If you don't know about this shadow self stuff, I promise you, you're gonna. It's cool. A lot of like Carlton types is like saying stuff that we was talking about a long time ago, but it's like people are gradually saying Wakanda stuff, but they're saying it different. Cause I seen Carlton like Wakanda. Now it's like, I'm gonna be nice because I was gonna say something. I don't want nothing to happen to the show. Your shadow self is usually considered your childhood you. So think about the little you. Whoever the little you is, your shadow self is usually considered the childhood you. We are taught to push the childhood self to the shadows. Instead of hating your younger, vulnerable self that got treated badly, think about the future you now. So watch this. Think about the future you. Bring the future you. Put the future you here. Okay? This is the future you. Now. So here I go now, but I'm thinking about the future you. Okay? Now. Instead of hating your younger, vulnerable self, so this toy is going to be the younger, vulnerable self, okay? Instead of hating your younger, vulnerable self that got treated badly, think about the future you now and how hurt you would be if the future you treated you how you treated you as a child. Or the child you. If the future you doesn't learn how to support you, then you'll be living with the same trauma and shadow for life. Shout out to Mac 10, Ice Cube, and Dub C. Start helping your inner past child to get over the real problems of your past and even your fake problems that you made up to feel better about things. Now, I'm not saying everybody is lying. I'm going to say this again. Start helping the inner past child, your inner past child, to get over the real problems of your past and even your fake problems that you made up to feel better about things. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will forever dominate your life and you will call it destiny. Many other people self-sabotage because they are actually trying to fit in with the wrong crowds. Did you know that no matter how you try, how hard you try, or not how many times you try, you can't fit a puzzle piece that was perfectly made for another puzzle in whatever puzzle you want to fit it in? Most, if not all, people who are so-called depressed and so-called hating the world are merely unfit for the realities they place themselves in. Unfit parent, unfit spouse, unfit employee, unfit bosses, unfit leaders, unfit followers. Watch this, watch this. Unfit enemies. Unfit enemies. Sometimes you can even insult an enemy because they might think you are too small to go to war with them. Shout out to the David and Goliath story in the Bible. Sometimes the number one priority isn't to feel good. Moment of silence for that one. Sometimes the number one priority isn't to feel good at the moment. Society encourages coping, suppressing, numbing, instead of facing the pain and seeking out the root cause. Well, one of the causes, the root cause. Well, one of the things that I can remember, the root cause. Addiction is one element. Hard and soft drug addictions and risk-taking all come under the banner of self-sabotage, whereby instant gratification becomes a coping mechanism of unmet needs. To truly know yourself, you must successfully confront the dark parts of your nature, or else you will be controlled by it. Same concept with C. Rogers, real self and the ideal self. Clashes happen with us when we can't or when we don't meet those expectations we set for ourselves. Do you know how bad it feels to not reach an expectation? Can you see in the future? Sometimes, will you put your bank account on it? Nah. So when it comes down to your bank account, all the money in your bank account, you wouldn't make a bet on you can see the future. Nah, Philosophically, I would, but not my bank account. Clashes happen with us when we can't meet those expectations we set for ourselves. I was supposed to be a billionaire by now. Man, they hold me back. I was supposed to be a millionaire. I was supposed to be a billionaire or a millionaire. They hold me back. No, those are your expectations for yourself. Man, I was supposed to, those are your expectations. Sir or ma'am, those are your expectations. There are self-sabotaging energies. Here we go. Entitles Haven't you noticed that two people can get along perfectly, but as soon as the title changes, the behaviors and outcomes change? I have interviewed so many men and women that say as soon as they agree on a relationship title or marriage title, the wars of their past and the wars in their ancestral DNA, which causes the many wars in their mind when experiencing so-called love. Hold on, you in love? This happened to me in my past. And my girlfriend, where I get my hair done, she went through this. Because he said he loved you, or I want you to be my girl, or you want to get married? My DNA, all the BS information that my aunt's been giving me, that my uncle's been giving me, exploded my DNA like you a superhero. You like bad relationship man or bad relationship woman. Here I come to ruin my love life. Look at that. Your DNA is exploding with all the past wars of your family. Everybody that hurt me explode in my head. And your partner's like, why didn't you do that when we were dating and courting? Because nobody does that during dating. There are self-sabotaging energies in titles. Haven't you noticed that two people can get along perfectly, but as soon as the title changes, the behaviors and outcomes change? I have interviewed so many men and women that say as soon as they agree on relationship titles or marriage titles, the wars of their past and the wars of their ancestral DNA, which causes the wars of their mind when they, watch this, when experiencing so-called love, relationships, and marriages. All of this for a title change? A title that keeps them closer to you? When in all actuality, it's pushing them away further. We are all recovering from titles. Haven't you noticed that? People are recovering from titles. Ah, that was my boss. Ah, that was my team. That was this, that was my life. We all are recovering from titles of death-filled energies with easily researchable avenues to show how dangerous these titles can be if done wrong. Unknowns, yep, shout out. We know the exceptions wanted to talk, so we're gonna beat y'all to it. There are some exceptions, but generally speaking, we are all recovering from titles of death-filled energies with easily, go Google or whatever, easily researchable avenues to show you how dangerous these titles can be if done wrong. Another dangerous title that a person can give themselves, if done wrong, he said all of them, if done wrong, is the title called parent, which is a lecture in itself. Now here's a dual perspective, because I want to be able to speak from both sides, because I've been one-sided with this. So she wants to remain anonymous, but she threw out a good point that allowed us to hopefully take it to another level when we all met about it. So this woman who wishes to remain anonymous, she said, now the solution to self-sabotage that comes from shadow aspect of having an unmet need is actually quite straightforward. She said, Jason, I respectfully disagree. There is nothing straightforward about this process. Integrating shadows is far from simple. People can spend their whole life trying to do that to the best of their capabilities and with brutal honesty and still fail. I said, she laying it on thick. She said people can spend their whole life trying to do that to the best of their abilities with brutal honesty and still fail. And I was like, man, she's right. I say Charles Barkley spent his best sports years trying to display the best of his capabilities with brutal honesty and still failed to win the so-called coveted trophy of the World Championship. He just took a shot at Charles Barkley. No, I didn't. But Charles Barkley was and still is in the top 1% of American society earners to be able to take care of his family in a capitalistic society. Instead of seeing particular championships, people need to see all of the other championships that we have won. And we have to continue to win in this game called life. Charles Barkley is winning yearly championships and being able to take care of his family on the highest level. He didn't win a championship in world basketball. He's taking care of his family in a capitalistic society in the top 1% type level. It's different championships. We need to stop wanting and start allowing and accepting real truth. Now, to recap, the reason why the world feels like hell to some people is because many people are off balance. Having an accountability partner makes more sense than getting another wife, another boyfriend, another husband, another girlfriend. In this world that needs major healing, you are either the hospital or you are the patient. If these patients keep testing your patience, it's because you need a hospital accountability partner. Hospitals need hospitals. Jason, what in the world are you talking about? I'll say this and I'll close. Remember the movies, right? Let's rephrase it. How many of y'all have thought about the hospital today? Look at your face. Nobody thinks about the hospital. Like, you just wake up and be like, man, I wonder what the hospital is doing today. Hey, y'all want to go just pull up to the hospital? Nobody's doing that to the hospital. Watch this. Say you trip and fall and break something. What's the first place you think about? The hospital. Jason, what does that mean? Do people come into your life and call you just because, or do they call you when something breaks in their life? I know you love hospitals. They call me when something breaks. Absolutely. The movies even take it to another level. Have you seen somebody who needed surgery and they're just so respectful and just, oh, help me. Oh, just help me. I'll do anything. And then as soon as they get healed from the surgery, what do they do in the movies? They snatch out their IVs and they leave. And the hospital's like, I thought we were friends. And the patient is like, no, I needed help. Thank you. I needed help. I don't need a friend. I need help. I'm a patient. Hospital. And I need to get some sad music. I talk to so many hospitals who, they date patients. They date their patients. Or they set up business partnerships with their patients. Or they let their patients move in with them. Or they let their patients watch their children. Or they let their patients around their children. You see where I'm going? They let their patients. And then their patients dip out on them. Patients keep testing your patience because you need a hospital accountability partner. Hospitals need hospitals. Most hospitals that I talk to, translation, people that heal people who, when people are around them, thanks to social media, you can even see a change in their pictures. I love taking pictures because I even tell them your pictures are going to change, your life's going to change and all this. So let's take a picture, because if I'm showing and proving that I'm around you and your life changes, and these are all healers, this is what hospitals say, then oh my God, this is a service. Well, the hospital provides the service, and people still snatch out their IVs when the hospital brings them back to life. You don't say thank you to the hospital. You don't send a thank you card. You don't take the hospital out to dinner. You don't. I actually forgot about the hospital. Oh, what's that pain? Oh. What's up, hospital? Oh my God, hospital, I want to talk to you like this because I'm in pain. I'm not talking to you like this because I care about you and love you. I'm in pain. You're going to get anything from me because I'm in pain. So the hospital's listening like, oh my God, well, we're going to be friends. And I'm over here like, no, hospital, they're in pain. They need your help. And the hospital's like, shut up, Jason. Shut up. We're friends. And I'm like, no, hospital, I promise you. They just need some help. No, we're friends. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to close it here. Patients keep testing. When your patients keep testing your patients, it's because you need a hospital accountability partner. Because you're probably a hospital. And hospitals need other hospitals. All right? I'm going to close it there. Thank you for joining me for another Sunday Bars presentation. Looking forward to building with you next time. Let's work. All right? All right. We're going to do a Q&A real quick. Peace and love. Peace and love to all y'all. Let's work.